morning, everyone. Oh, good morning, everyone. I haven't talked today. Should have done like warm-ups or something. I don't know. You know what I really need though? Coffee. I need product placement. That's what I need. But good morning, everyone. Welcome in. We are going to be doing a little bit of Visual Studio work and some Encounter Plus Dungeon Master Dungeons and Dragons kind of prep today. I just have some stuff that I need to get ready for next Saturday's stream. And the process itself is it's always been super interesting to me, so I wanted to share that process a little bit if I could. Biggest thing is like the Encounter Plus module tracker, the various things that I've done for my Stream Deck to work better with Encounter Plus and Visual Studio and all that sort of stuff. So today's just going to be a pretty chill stream. Good morning. How are you, friend? But again, yeah, today's going to be a little chill, like my normal Saturday mornings. But we're going to be playing around with Visual Studio a bit today, and then maybe jumping over into Encounter Plus and showing off the new setup for D&D. Good idea, make some coffee. I'm tired as well. I woke up like 9:30, got in the shower. It was a very speedy morning to get ready to stream today. Also, I specifically asked this camera to not do the focus anymore, and it's really hard to tell if it actually is doing it or not. As I can see it shifting, and I'm hoping that's not what it's doing. But yes, coffee is important. Get you coffee. You got me coffee, got you coffee. So yeah, today I'm going to be jumping straight into Visual Studio Code, VS Code, and playing around with the Encounter Plus extensions. Not only is there a module packer extension, but there's a markdown extension that just makes things a little bit easier to build campaigns and modules in Encounter Plus, and I want to be able to get that all set up so that way this week, while I'm doing the final preps for the D&D 101 stream, that you all can have a little bit peek behind the DM screen while I do that sort of work. So yeah, get your coffee, get settled. I'm going to be jumping into it right meow. So yeah, one of the biggest things that this tool does for VS Code is it allows you to see the specific layouts of things. So like, yes, there's this nice label, but when you see this breakdown of things, it's actually exporting it over here the way it's going to look in Encounter Plus, which is something that I think is very important, because as much as I could totally just open up Encounter Plus and build it there, the coding like background that you need to do it in Encounter Plus is you just need to know all of the commands. And here you can actually select the item, and you see that nice little symbol right there. That actually changes the markdown type. So that way I don't have to type it all out. I can just know those sort of commands and be able to play around with it. So scoot my mic over so I can actually see the whole screen. Yeah, just to show you what I'm looking at, I have this over on a separate screen. That's just the kind of rundown of how this Markdown software works and little tips and tricks to make it work the way that we expect. Yeah, all these different things, like make it into a flowchart with link, like all those things. Like you can get super complicated with it, or you can be as simple as this. Just the different tech types. Good morning, friend. How are you? We're doing nerdy shit this morning. Yeah, so the biggest things that I want to look at and kind of understand a bit better. Nice, that was me yesterday. I think I mentioned it on stream. Oh, that's perfectly fine. I appreciate the lurk. So yeah, find the module properties document. I want to understand that one a little bit better. Well, the microphone is very far away from my face for that statement. Thank you, friend. Map files, Cultist hideout maps. Look at that. Yeah, so at this point, I'm just... Yeah, what's your question? That... You're not lazy. You just might be unmotivated at the moment. Unless lazy is a badge of honor, and then go for it. Oh. See, you're asking the important questions. See, I don't like that. I say make yourself a pot this morning. It's a little bit too gross out there right now, my opinion. So yeah, I would definitely make it. Yeah, see? Me and Out Loud Daydream. We got your back. Be lazy. Be lazy. Adventure. Yep, that's exactly what they did. There's like no question that it's their fault. Like, we all need to shun them. Playfully, don't go nuts. Yeah, I like the way that this whole thing is broke down when it comes to modules. It's very helpful. The coffee maker I have 1.5 actual cups of coffee, even if it says 6 cups. Oh, because you have the chonker coffee cups, don't you? Oh, see, but it was the snow that we got yesterday was very it was chubby. That was a weird term. It was like it came down in those big chunks, and since the ground was kind of warm still, it just kind of like blobbed everywhere. It doesn't Yeah, sticky, and like it'd be great to make a like kind of a gross snowman. Yeah, it's super slippery. It's like a layer of slush then snow. It's weird. And it didn't freeze. So it's just kind of existing. Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that was a thing. So I can use the Explorer like normal, or I can go into the Encounter Plus button. Oh, that's super nice. Yeah, I would say that I agree. Like, you'd make like 10 snowballs and be like, wait a second, I can see the grass. Bruh. Or should I say,
Bruh.
why? 9:30's too early. I mean, get yourself learnt. I don't judge, but that seems a little early to me. Also, I need to change my... It's in Stooge. But still. Is that how it's labeled in the class schedule? Writing intensive. Got it. Stug H? Or Stu? It's too early. Which is hilarious because I'm so used to getting up earlier than this. I mean, I have stuff to do. But the, Stooge, yeah. Yeah, there's like 2 nicknames going around for the building right now. There's, the Judy, which I kind of like. Just the shorthand, it makes it, I don't know, it seems fun. And then, Stooge, Sturgis Hill, but that one's, I wouldn't even call that a nickname. It's more of just a, yeah, that's what it's called. But the Stooge and the Judy are the 2 that I like. Cool. Yeah, I like the way it breaks it down here. That's really nice. Oh, and it's got all the frickin' breakdowns of how it's supposed to look. That's super nice. These are all links. Yeah, the Judy. It's like, it's cute, but it's also kind of like the Judy. I don't know. Nested pages. Oh, this is one line of code. That's good to know. Also, if anything that I'm doing, the Sturge. It's like the Scourge. But if anything that I'm doing on this doesn't quite make sense and you need like a breakdown, please let me know. Because as both of you may know, obviously, I'm in the education field. So I like to teach when I can and instruct people on what I'm doing. Aw, thank you. Build module, export to PDF. I love this extension. So I could technically take this whole thing and just build it out. I love that. let's look at the monsters. That was one that I was confused about. Okay. Yeah, if you type out the math of what the role is, then in Encounter Plus, you can actually click on that, and it'll do the dice roll for you, which is pretty cool. Oh, and then it's got an example of how it's put in there, the different colors that you can make things. Yeah, and also all of it is, I think it was AI generated at first. That a chunk of it was based on like, hey, we're gonna do this in Latin, and then as the sentence progresses, it just kind of does random words and almost words. Like you see right here, integer. It's almost integer. but yeah, I find that stuff fascinating. Novelty sized plunger. Open carry trebuchet. Oh, I love this. Okay. It's CSS and JavaScript stuff. I love that. Author, Dungeony Masterface. Okay, I won't look at you. No, it's too early to take the Christmas tree down. As I say, couple days into January. It is. It's the end of an era. I don't like it. No. So how does it know? I'm sad too. Why? Okay, but how does it know to be that color? Oh, standard is green. Got it. Red, you put the red, blue, print page. Print page. Okay, so that way when it is PDF, it does split it, so it doesn't cut it in half. I like it. You gotta keep that dorm room aesthetic as best you can. I love that. Okay. Oh, that's actually relatively easy to not only see, but understand. Good job, Encounter Plus. Good job. Image examples, header image, size cover. This right here is actually VS Code. I'm using it on my Mac. But I am looking at the Module Packer extension and Markdown extension for Encounter Plus, which is a really awesome software, free to use, but you can pay for subscriptions, which I do, to do pardon me, web clients as well as second screen access and battle maps for use online, as well as projectors or TVs. I have my own software that I was utilizing for a long time, but Encounter Plus does a lot of the stuff that I've been trying to build a little bit better. Not that I'm stopping building my Q tabletop stuff, which if you're looking for it and interested, my various projects are located there. But yeah, it's one of those things that when I started seeing it, I was just like, wow, this is doing everything that I want it to do to actually play right away. I'm gonna take a step back from developing my stuff so that way I can actually play again, because it was kind of my development of my stuff was really holding up the playing part. So instead of that, I'm using a software that's already a little bit more developed, a little bit further down the road, so that way I can get playing again and then pick up my stuff a little bit further down the road, once I have a bit more time to develop it. So probably during the summer, but at least during this chunk of time here in the winter, spring, I'm going to utilize Encounter Plus as best as I can, get more familiar with the ins and outs of this sort of coding, so that way I can be better prepared for the stuff that I need to do. So yeah, also welcome in, my friend. The winter spring, exactly. Okay, so this extension is legit, and I'm very happy that I have it installed. Cool. Because I don't think I'm gonna really be able to build my stuff today. I think that's a this week sort of thing. I'm gonna jump back into my Stream Deck setup, because I recently reconfigured my setup for my software, because my software, it was a whole bunch of QLab buttons for map control and token control and all this stuff that you could do with QLab to basically have a virtual tabletop software. Super, super cool, and I love it. I'm so happy that I was able to make it. But now that I've kind of stepped away from doing maps and tokens and conditions from here and stepped away from that for a while, all I really needed was this, the sound and music side of stuff. So this allows me to play specific music based on mood, allows me to add in specific sound effects, stuff like that, which is super, super useful. But the issue comes in where this thing kind of gets buried underneath what I'm doing, and I'll show you here in a second. But if I open up Encounter Plus, which I just hit my Stream Deck button, it'll populate. That when I'm playing and doing the normal stuff, get the dice roller out, messages out. And I'm actually doing the thing. All that great stuff. That if I'm doing all this, the sound is buried underneath. And even if I bring it to the front, as soon as I go back here, it gets thrown in the back. So I kind of want to have a toggle on my Stream Deck that allows me to either bring up that window, which I think makes the most sense, or that it's a button on the Stream Deck that brings up a version of this thing on my Stream Deck, so I can hit those buttons and then they populate. I'm just not sure which one's the most useful, so I'm going to start with the first one I mentioned to see if that's enough. So that's just going to be... That way, if I'm in Encounter Plus and I hit that, it pops up. So I can switch between. That's probably that's the simplest way. And so I think that might just be what I do. As much as building all those buttons would be entertaining for me, I think that makes the most sense. Also, you can hear all the bird sounds and stuff because this is a video map. If you didn't notice, it's all moving and stuff, which I really like. Where's the fit screen? There's the fit screen button. Okay. So yeah. Another thing that I wanted to play around with is that Encounter... Is it Encounter Plus? No, I think it's just, it's an Encounter Plus, adjacent tool that someone else built that is called, let's just go home. That's called Encounter Beyond, I believe. That allows... Where are my starred projects? There we go. That allows you to interact with D&D Beyond. So that way, if someone does a roll in D&D Beyond, it'll show up over here. So let's get this. Did I already download it? I don't think I did. Nope. Okay. Oh, it's a packaged app now? That's so nice. It used to be something that had to run through VS Code. It didn't used to be an actual Electron app. That is so nice. Bros. See, this is what happens when you decide, oh, I'll just switch to developing my own thing and not worry about all this stuff that other people are building. Then you get into a situation where it's just like, oh wow, someone did a lot of work to make this thing do everything that not only I was trying to do, but do everything that a dungeon master would like dream about. It just makes me so happy. I might have to close and reopen that app. Try this one more time. Oh, it needs to verify that I'm a human. Hold on a sec. Hey, look at that. It works. And the campaigns are right there. Oh, that's so good. So if I go to DM setup, send log entries. Look at that. So now I can go to view. So this is what players will see. Is their thank you, Dark Sleeps. I appreciate that. So players will see this on D&D Beyond, and then they'll have this pulled up on a computer screen or something else. And then in theory, they should be able to, when I ask them to do specific rolls, like, hey, do an acrobatics check, it should roll and maybe populate over here. It didn't. Okay. Maybe it's the wrong campaign. Yeah, this is Dungeons and Degenerates. I wonder if it needs to be paired with a... What? That reminds me, I need to buy creamer for the shop. Thank you. Nice. Oh, did it just... I think it just did. Let me double check. Because we had this also linked with Discord. So I'm trying to remember. Yep. It did do that. Okay, so I'm not using that account anymore because people will be getting alerts thinking that the character is being used. So we'll go back. Back to DM setup. No, that's true. You have to use so much more to be able to do, to be able to have that like cream flavor that I think a lot of people want. What is this? Oh, nice. I can actually import this into my... That would be legit. Let's give that a shot. Did I see you say that you want to join the Discord? Oh, you put honey in your coffee? You know what? No judgment. That actually sounds pretty good. Let's see how this looks. So I would love to have the DM guide. It's probably not the full DM guide. It's probably the like it doesn't have pictures and stuff. Holy crap, it does. Oh, that's incredible. Well, definitely gonna do that later. See, it does. You got honey? Go for it. We're doing an experiment. Go get honey. Put in your coffee. Maybe not this round. Maybe the half cup. And we'll go from there. I'm excited. This is fun. Okay. I need to check what I'm doing wrong here. Yeah, next cup. Let's do it. Launch the app. Enter your... Oh, that's why. Big dummy. that. Look for maps. Okay, let's see if this works now. DM setup. View. Disconnected, why? Why didn't it work? Wait a sec. Wait a second. So if I go in here, go to server settings. Is this sufficient? Is it not two-way? Is that the problem? Can I... Wait, does this... I can build encounters in D&D Beyond and export it? Ah! That's insane to me. This tool is not authorized. Use at your own risk. It is intended for backup and archival of owned content only. Yes. Okay. Let's double check with this person. Foundry. Okay, what am I doing wrong? I think I need to start this app over. Hold on. Hold on. Hold the frickin' phone. Force quit. Okay. DM setup. Yeah, I don't know if it's both directions. Okay, I think as soon as I go to an actual what you call it? As soon as I go to an actual character, it on that module, on that campaign page, it yells at me. So does it only work if I have characters? Okay. I have to have this open. That's good to know. Now let's see if I go to the app. And, because it seems every time I jump to the app, or to the character, it disconnects me from the game log, which makes sense because it's for Dungeon Masters, not players. And if I go into the D&D Beyond app, I should be able to select that character. Right? Oh, it's only ones that are attached to me. Let's do this campaign. Because I definitely have one in this one. There we go. Okay, so great. How that works is that the characters from that campaign, as long as they do their roles, as long as they do their roles through the app or through their web browser, it'll show up here as a role for me, so that way I don't have to have D&D Beyond open, which is super nice, that I can just have this. Oh, does it do the roles here? Let's see. Let's go back to him. Okay, it does show up on that screen. That's awesome. So it means when somebody does do a virtual role, that it doesn't necessarily have to be, yeah, exactly. That people will see it on stream, which is super nice. Awesome. Okay. Well, that works out great. So that app is going to work for me. It does mean that I need to add a so that way we got a shortcut for it. There. So that way I can bring it up whenever I need. Let's rename this bad boy because I don't want the .app at the end. Pecker. Perfect. And then there was one more tool that I wanted to play around with. Well, if that's one. Okay, that one's working. Let's see what else this thing can do. I love that. Import this campaign's characters. So it goes in both directions, right? So if I do an acrobatics roll. Okay, I think it only goes if the characters are present, I think. So let's try that. Let's go to the other campaign, the one that does have that character. Okay, it's only in one direction, so I can't roll it for a character on D&D Beyond, but they can roll it for themselves, which is awesome. That means that they can legitimately do all their... They can have D&D Beyond up, they can have their map up, and that's all they're going to need. Like, that's the digital version of, like, almost one for one, exactly what you would have on the, like, on an actual table in person. That's amazing. That makes me so happy. Awesome. Okay. Well, cool. Put that because I don't think we need it right now. And this still works, right? Awesome. What else did I need to get this prepped for today? Also, that reminds me. What audio does this default to when there's... Okay, it doesn't exist, which means... Need to create it. Install update, I guess. I'm gonna caffeinate. No one's dropped it lately, but I want to do it anyway. Coffee. It's the best. So I need to do, I need to create an audio source that, you don't have enough points? You just gotta keep watching. Which surprises me, because you subscribed for quite a few months, you got a lot of points. Also, if I remember correctly, the, what you call it? The, experience points rack up faster when you're subscribed. So, okay, so I need for this to work. QLab, Encounter Plus, and then I need this to go away. Maybe I don't need that. Is this gonna work? It is very quiet. What to do for the new year is go into Airsoft, so I'm racking up points by watching and scrolling Airsoft retailers. Oh, that's awesome. I think you mentioned that last week, if I'm not mistaken. That's awesome. Very cool. So this isn't exactly working the way I hoped. Ah, got it. Oh, it is working. It's just super quiet. It's not working. That's great. Oh. Still not working. Okay. Let's see why. Okay, now it works. Now, how cool is this? I can make it rain. I love this software. Yeah, for those who are curious, this is what the D&D, like what it's gonna look like. Well, this is what it's gonna look like when we stream D&D next weekend. Where it's gonna have the encounter stuff here on the left. It'll have the map, all that great stuff. I'm super excited about it. I love that while they're encounter, like it tracks how far they're moving. And I can do damage rolls and info. Like, as a dungeon master, this stuff is just at my fingertips, and I love it. Oh, I love that. Cool. So this is gonna work nicely. I do think I need to do a quick test. I think I am too. Shh. Because since I'm doing this on stream, and video game music, unless it's explicitly used as just music, I can stream with it as underscore. I just use video game music. Eventually, if I get bigger, I might have to answer for that. But for right now, I'm fine. Okay, so what other Encounter Plus stuff do I need to worry about today? Oh yeah, I downloaded this and I'm super happy with it. And actually, it's a small little announcement, friends. Very excited to say to tell you all about this. But I reached out to the person who develops this specific little tool, and he and I are in discussions about me helping out with the development for it. It's built right now in such a way that it's just like a standard, like DM screen. Exactly. This post right here. This is what I mean. Is that right now I'm doing what I can to get by, but once I get a little bit bigger and more support, that I'll be able to pass that support along and help out fellow artists, because I'm a composer myself. So initially I was like, oh, I'll just write my own stuff. Yeah, that's a lot of time. But if I can pass that along and have somebody get a little bit of support monetarily, I would love to be able to do that. So yeah. But yeah, I reached out to this excellent individual, Mr. Farland, and we're having some conversations about working together to see if we can expand this little tool a bit more. Because right now, you'll see a lot of these pages are very much, like conditions is good. You got all that, but like world building and various other things just aren't filled up yet. But I love that this is like toggleable with these buttons. It's just super convenient and super nice. So yeah. Throw this back on. Hey, you know what? That's kind of what I'm doing right now, so no judgment at all. I mean, I know this software pretty well already. It's just the little intricacies and the other little things that I hadn't really played around with yet. So I'm bummed that the 3D dice don't show up here too. That'd be so nice. But I get it. Yeah. Look at how nice that looks. Yeah, I'm excited. Very excited. Actually, I'm gonna jump into this real quick. You won't see much of a change. But, yeah, this is what the D&D setup is actually going to look like. So based on if I start or stop combat, and do all the dice rolls and stuff, it's going to show up on the screen. Or at least it should. Oh, does it not show up unless I'm in combat? That's funny. Oh, there isn't a D100 dice. That's what it is. What is there, 2d10s? Okay, so I can roll that. Got it. Cool. But yeah, that's what it's gonna look like day of, which I'm kind of excited about. So back with the loop back. Okay. Wanted more layout control for some of the homebrew writing I do for 5e than what OpenOffice can provide, so I've installed Scribus. Oh, Scribus, that I played around with that for a little bit. Big fan. But again, like the homebrew side of it, I tend to just use like Word docs, which is terrible, but to build the homebrew stuff. But now that I'm a little bit more familiar with how pardon me, how this is gonna work out, I'm just so excited for the potential. Because being able to well, and see, that's another thing. I've had enough fun with Encounter Plus. Get out of that. Might have to tweak that a little bit more before I'm done today. But this, if you're ever looking for an awesome way for it to come out in PDF, like this is how it's exported. Yes, it's very 5e. But like you can lay it out in whatever format, color, stuff like that. That's true, I guess. But I will say, these layouts of these different colors definitely give a little bit more of a different vibe. If it's still the same stats, like if you just want to do a stat block, this stuff is pretty well off. Items as well, you can do the same sort of thing. I think this looks really nice. Same with the spells, very similar to the items, but it's a really nice layout. And I super appreciate how they're able to build that stuff. Okay, there was one more thing I wanted to touch this morning. That's weird. Okay. Let me track it down real quick. Where is it? Well, that's fun. The person who made the encounter log software actually made or is making a iPhone app. Be able to view your character sheet a little bit more classically, which I appreciate. Okay, now that this is done, let's look at this a little bit. So we have open up encounter plus. I think it's duplicate token, delete token, rotate token, edit token, damage, player. Which templates? For VS Code? Like all those, I guess, templates for what? And then I can go from there. Oh, okay, yeah. Actually, there is another tool that I will send your way. Let me find this real quick. Just want a simpler app that makes more sense. There we go. And yeah, that looks nice and clean. I love that. Okay, so there's another thing. So yeah, this website I would definitely recommend. The D&D 5e stat block maker. It makes the very classic design. And then you can also do magic item generator, character generator, PC options, all that great stuff. This is an awesome website. It's called TetraCube. D&D resources, super nice, but again, very D&D centered. But what I was using is in VS Code. If you are a VS Code person, and the app is the Visual Code extension for Encounter Plus Module Packer. The Encounter Plus Markdown extension. This great thing. But it allows you to have a new tab here in VS Code. And then you can create these things just by using very simple VS Code markdown. So like right now I have, you know, Evil McEvil Face. If I want to, I can copy this whole thing and then paste it in. So now it's here twice. And it's as simple as going in and doing like Tester McTester Face. And I could change, you know, large, neutral good, AC, let's say it's super squishy, it's only 9, hit points 10, 2d6, that sort of thing. And I could just build this all up, and then once it's created, I can either take a screenshot of Tester McTester Face, or I believe you can actually export it as PDF. Oops, I forgot to download Chromium PDF. Oops! But then it makes it into a nice PDF. All broken down, just like this. Let's find, yeah. Tester McTester Face. And it's a full page thing with a picture and an image and all that stuff. Because of the way it's formatted, it will break it down like this for you, which is super cool. Now, it screwed up the other pages because I added in something. But again, that sort of playing around is what, at least in my experience, that sort of playing around is where the fun comes in of coding. So, yeah, of course. I love this stuff. But yeah, so I think that was some of the big stuff I wanted to play around with today. I'm still debating if there's anything that I want to do with my hate that. I could dig that, but I think what was the other one? Sound? Yeah, I like that. Let's stick with that. So that'll open up QLab and switch to Encounter Plus over here when I need it to. Start combat, stop combat, up and down encounters. And then toggling light, which I thought was interesting. Actually curious about something. Because Encounter Plus is very much a design out in the open sort of company. And I think they design in Xcode. but I'm curious if there's a way for me to see, because they implemented some hotkeys and shortcuts. And I'm wondering if I could find that document and add in my own. I doubt it, though. It's probably buried somewhere. Yeah, it looks like right now it's very limited, so I think I'm stuck with what I have. I might play with it a little bit later. But, my friends, I think that is time for me. Just short, quick little thing here in the morning. Just sipping coffee, working on some projects. I do appreciate you all stopping by. That was very, very kind of you. You didn't have to, but I appreciate it. Pardon me. So, I will be back Wednesday evening. We are continuing with Witcher Wednesday. Hopefully defeating that stupid Toad Prince. If not, going on some other adventures. And exploring the DLC. You know, we got the complete edition. Let's play around and have some fun. Thank you for the intrigue and the questions and the comments, and letting me know how your days have been going. It's a weird time out there, so it's always nice that we can connect, even if it is virtually and even if it is in chat. But if you're looking for a way to connect outside of the streams, definitely check out the Discord. Jump on there, become a server member. We got lots of stuff. If you're interested in Minecraft, we have a always on Bedrock server, Chanland. If you're looking to have some fun, definitely join that. But we also talk about a lot of other stuff: movies, TV shows, books, comics, theater, art, gaming of all kinds. A lot of cat pictures and dog pictures. It's a good time, so definitely check that out. But with that, I think I will let you all go. I appreciate you all so very much. Design and conquer, my friends, and I will see you at the next one. Have a great rest of your Sunday and weekend. Have a good day. Bye.